A long time ago, when the earth was still completely flat, there lived a little old man and a little old woman and their little dog, Turpie. Now, Turpie was one of those, he was the best watchdog in the entire world. The little old man and the little old woman did not know this. He was one of those little yappy dogs, you know, the little tiny dogs with the short legs and the sharp teeth and the bark that goes right through your brain like a knife. Like, yip, 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 yip. Can I see you do that? Make a little dog with your hand and go, yip, 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 yip.
That's what my dog does.
Turpie. Yeah. Well, how big is your dog?
She's like that big. Her name's Bingo.
Cute.
She's
Bingo,
a poodle Shih Tzu.
B-I-N-G-O. Okay. Well, this little dog was awesome. She was the best. I made her a girl because of your dog. He's always been a boy. A little dog Turpie was the best watchdog in the entire world. And the little old man, the little old woman did not know this. Every night when it came deep dark and the Hobyas came, creeping on their long, skinny toes, waving their wild tails and shouting, Hobya, Hobya, Hobya. Little dog Turpie would frighten them away. And this went on for years, until one night the old man finally sat up in his bed and he said, doggone it, that little dog Turpie barks too much. I can neither slumber nor sleep, and if I live until morning, I'm simply going to have to take off his tail. I told you it's a terrible story. Sure enough, the next day he went out into the yard and he took off little dog Turpie's tail. Little dog Turpie could no longer wag his tail when he was happy. But that night when the Hobyas came, creeping on their long, skinny toes, waving their wild tails and shouting, what did they shout? Hobya. Help me. Hobya. Which means in people talk, knock down the door, eat up the little old woman, eat up the little old man, carry off the little old woman. However it meant, those little Hobya people, they got right up toward the house, and little dog Turpie frightened them away. The old man sat up in his bed once again and he said, Tarnation, that little dog Turpie barks too much. I can neither slumber nor sleep, and if I live until morning, I'm simply going to have to take off his legs. Sure enough, the next day went out into the yard and he took off little dog Turpie's 4 legs. Little dog Turpie could no longer run around in circles in the yard and chase the bunny rabbits, but that night when it came deep dark and the Hobyas came, creeping on their long skinny toes, waving their wild tails and shouting, Hobya, Hobya, Hobya. Little dog Turpie frightened them away, and the little old man sat up in his bed and he said, that does it, that little dog Turpie barks too much. I can neither slumber nor sleep, and if I live until morning, I'm simply going to have to take off his tongue?
Ears.
His head. And he went out into the yard the next morning and he took off little dog Turpie's head. Well, he could no longer bark to frighten the Hobyas away, so that night when they came creeping through the tall grass on their long skinny toes, waving their wild tails and shouting, they knocked down the door. They chased that little old woman and that little old man all over the house, and finally the little old man hid underneath the kitchen table. And they grabbed that little old woman and they stuffed her in their Hobya sack and they drug her on home to their Hobya house and hung her on the doorknob till morning. Well, after they had gone, the little old man crept out from underneath the kitchen table and he said, what a foolish old man I have been. And he went out into the yard and he put back little dog Turpie's tail. Little dog Turpie wagged his tail because he was happy. He put back little dog Turpie's 4 legs. Little dog Turpie started running around in circles in the yard. He put back little dog Turpie's head, and little dog Turpie licked that old man's face, and then he followed the trail to the Hobya house, found that sack hanging on a doorknob, chewed a hole in it, and let the little old woman run home to the arms of the little old man. Meanwhile, little dog Turpie, he jumped into that sack and he waited. He waited till the Hobyas came to poke that sack with their long, skinny fingers, and they said, Hobya, Hobya, Hobya. And then he stuck his little sharp nose out of that sack and he frightened them so badly they ran, they fell off the edge of the earth and were drowned in the sea. And that is why there are no Hobyas today, not even one.
That's good.
That's great.